Okay, hello everyone. This is Steve Angel from Simply Traditional, and I wanted to take a few minutes to try to give you an example of what I'm talking about when I'm talking about cruising roads as a method of scouting. This is on a piece of private land, but it really doesn't matter. I've used this successfully on private and public land, WMAs. You can probably see there's an old roadbed here. It's pretty much abandoned. It is gravel, doesn't get much traffic. It is a gated road, but there are some vehicles that come through here from time to time. And what I'm going to try to focus on here is there's a clear cut. If you look up top of this ridge, you can see there's pines up there, but to this side of that, it's clear cut, goes off back to my right, and there's a little flat here. And as you go on up to the top of the ridge, there's some hardwoods, mixture of hardwoods and pines. To my left, about 100 yards, there's a pretty large creek, probably the primary water source. It's hard, can't see it for the trees. And then a couple hundred yards beyond that, there's probably the only agricultural field in the area. And it's primarily used for hay. I've never seen any grains or corn or anything like that. But anyway, as you can see, there's a bank here from this road. Whether the road was cut here or it's just over time it's eroded, it doesn't really matter. But there's a fairly steep bank coming down to this road. And what I like to do is I like to walk or drive, depending on the area. If it's an area like this where I can just get out and walk, I'd rather do that. And this morning I'm checking some trail cams. So I actually just get out and I'll walk this road and I'll scan these banks. And what you'll see right up here, as we get to these next couple of trees, hope this shows up on video. But what you can see here is we have got a major trail that comes right off that flat, bottom of that clear cut, comes down to this road, and I can tell you it crosses. In fact, you can even see in the grass right here where they're crossing here. And I'm not sure at this point if they're after the water, if they're going to that agricultural field. I haven't walked over it to see what's on it yet this season, but if you follow this trail actually straight up through the woods here, what you'll find is it hits a ridge. It's a pine, mostly pines, and goes right up to a natural saddle, which I'll talk about a little bit later in the article. And those deer will actually travel. They'll cross that saddle and they'll come right down that ridge line on either side of the ridge. It's hard to tell here, but it's a fairly steep drop off. And as I said, deer are pretty lazy. And they come right down here, they'll cross here, and they'll go about their business. One of my most productive stands is actually, over the years, has been up on that ridge between here and that saddle. Now what I'll show you, and this is why it pays to do this often, and I'm not sure exactly what caused the change, but as we come down this roadbed here, when I originally found this spot, this is actually the trail that was being used, and it's pretty much dormant now. Watch out for snakes here. But as you can see, there is what's left of a trail there, and you can still see it up through the woods better than you can here. If you follow that up, it'll actually intersect with that new trail, and then they pretty much go the same way. So still hunting the same area, and it's probably at least 200 to 300 yards from here. But again, key on a food source, water source, which is to my left. Travel these roads and look for this cross activity, and then get up in there and see what you find. A lot of times that's the way I narrow down spots, that and looking at topographical maps. So anyway, hope this helps. From Simply Traditional, thank you so much for watching. Bye.